My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. Hey everyone, it's Tuesday. I'm a little bit late today just because I was doing a little bit of rearrangement of the lights and I had a bit of a moment with a client's website where I panicked a little bit, but luckily I've managed to sort something out. So just a little bit late, but I'm here. Hope you're all okay. Hope you're having a good Tuesday so far, whatever you're doing at the moment. Hey Carapos, how you doing? Yes, a bit of a panic moment this morning. Hey Jared, how you doing? Luckily though, managed to sort out the issue. It was basically a directory website where I'm importing some of the settings from the old website where we've done a WordPress reset, and it wouldn't load. It would not load the setting, and I thought, oh my god, because I had a backup, but it was a bit like, but I don't want to use that backup because we have to reset the website. But luckily, it's all working fine now. Haha, broke the website. Luckily, it's okay. Luckily, it's fine. It's sorted. So we're kind of good to go. Just rearrange my chair a little bit. I'm doing okay. Thanks very much, Jared. Got quite a lot on today, actually. Quite a lot on. I was just mapping out last night. And my workload started from 9 in the morning and it's going to go until midnight, I think. So in between the live chat, picking my son up from school. Got a lot on today. No recording videos or anything like that. It is just website work. And I want to try and get a lot of that done today. Sort it all out. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? How you doing? How you doing? Just reply to some emails. What? Can I show you guys this email? Can I show you this email? This is going to make you laugh, okay? Can I just show you this email? This is going to make you laugh, right? You know the Elementor Community Hub, which will be shutting down soon, right? The Elementor Community Hub. Look at this email. Someone has sent this message. Someone has sent me, right? Read this message. It's the most hilarious message I think I've probably ever had. Probably ever. Just read it. So someone has sent me a message on the Elementor Community Hub to do with pagination. I must have commented on someone's post a long time ago. Look at it. Fildena 150 contains the active ingredient Viagra. It's created from Viagra. Turn among them. Potent composition. What? Look at this. So if any of you are struggling, make a note of it and go and order your pills, all right? Boop. How random is that, right? How random is that? Like, the fact that not only do you normally get spam messages and stuff like that, okay, which is what we're kind of used to, now I have to get used to people on the Elementor Community Hub spamming me. I don't know, is this a good thing? By the way, from what I can tell, this room is not suffering echo anymore. Before it was really echoey. Does the sound come through okay and fine? It sounds to me like it's coming through fine, but is it fine for you guys? Oh, I can do all sorts in here. I can do all sorts, guys, and ladies and people. I mean, You're not going to hear me very well. You're not going to hear me very well if I just stretch this out. The further away I get, the more I have to shout. so I can, you know, I can do whatever I want. But I love the fact that I've got my weights machine here, because sometimes I could just, you know, in between working on a website, yeah, host a party, Jimmy. We could do, innit? We could all just like, actually no, we can't play music because YouTube will kick our ass, won't it? But in between working on websites and stuff, if you feel like just having a quick break and just, because I got my bike over there. So last night I was riding my bike. Well, I did about 2.5 hours website work last night, up till midnight. And I was riding my bike for 2 hours of that. Boy, did my backside hurt afterwards. But, you know, it's pretty cool because I can just, you know, sit down and pump some weights. So it's pretty awesome for that. You probably can't hear me very well though. Let me just come over. But yeah, so the flexibility I get now, and I got my chill out sofa over there as well. If I ever just want to like have something to bite or eat or just sit down. It's quite nice because sometimes my son comes and sits there, or my cat just jumps on the sofa there. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Jimmy, it was more checking the settings, collecting some resources, more back-end stuff. For front-end, you're absolutely right. I like to be sat down, focusing. But it was more just kind of like back-end stuff. Boy, do you know what? I'm out of breath. But yeah, I just feel more. I just feel more relaxed. I really do feel more relaxed. I think I dropped some food on myself. Some tomato ketchup. I dropped some tomato ketchup on my jeans. Hey Mark. Hey Atif. Yeah, it's good to feel. I felt cramped upstairs, and you'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video I put out showing how I did everything over. So working on a directory theme website today. There's loads of settings, loads of individual categories and stuff. So I downloaded loads of stuff with the info, reset the WordPress website, tried to import the categories, and they wouldn't load in. And I started panicking. I'm not kidding you. About an hour and a half ago, I was panicking. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Luckily, it then came through. 2 of them haven't loaded properly, so I've got about 95 categories I've got to manually add. Luckily, I've got a list of them here. It's a pain, but it's not like I can't do it. But hey, George. So, yeah, so because I've reset the client's main website, I've just got to manually do some of them, but the bulk of them are in, which is good. But my plan today is reset their WordPress website, which I've already done. Reinstall the theme, done. Sort out their categories and the directory listing groups. Sort out their packages, sort out their WooCommerce, test it out. Can people apply, do a listing, get approved, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like the admin side of things. Make sure it works. Because what I've said to the client, remember I said last week, what I said to the client was, do not do any cosmetics at all. No header, no footer, nothing. No color scheme, zilch. Just make sure the theme, WooCommerce, the packages, your Stripe payment, make sure that all works. And as long as we know that's all definitely working, then you can do the cosmetics. Because the big issue before was there was so much cosmetics works done. Templates here and there and all sorts. Georgia's seen it. It was all over the place. And when I looked at it, I was like, this is really difficult to work out where your problems are. You think you fixed it, but then something else breaks it. And you go, this is all over the place. Reset, get it working, and then the cosmetics, because the cosmetics afterwards is the easy bit, the presentation. And in a way, that is exactly what Elementor is, right? Hey, Interpret, that is exactly what Elementor is. Hey, Jason, it's more about your back end, the plugins, the payment system, the settings, comments, no comments, images, blah, blah. It's all the back end stuff. You get that working properly, then you do your presentation. Then you worry about page speed and performance and all of that. But it's about get the back end right. And it reminds me of like health analytics. You could build the most flashiest PowerPoint presentation or Excel or Tableau or whatever report you wanted to build. It can be as flashy as hell. But if your back-end code, the SQL code, the data analysis, the data mining, all of this stuff, that's what matters. Yeah, Atif. So, I saw the video, shortcut. I also put a message on and he replied to me. So WP Crafter respects me, and I kind of respect him to a bit as well. So that's good. And my question to him was, this looks really, really good, right? The membership stuff, free membership, monthly membership, one-off membership, blah, 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 all of that stuff, right? I'll give you my honest opinion, Atif, yeah? So the problem I had with it is there's nowhere does it say that if you have membership with Shortcut, can I restrict pages or content? Like paid membership pro. Can I do that? And at the moment, that's not built in. And they have said that might come along later. Now, there are ways you can manually do it. I know the manual ways. But you shouldn't create this and then expect the end user who might not know the ways that we would do it to do that. It should be built in my opinion. If you're going to offer something where you can buy membership, monthly, whatever, you should be able to restrict content. That's point number one. Point number two, I'm struggling to understand why they haven't released products. You can do downloadable, you can do virtual. They call it courses, whatever, right? But there's no tangible products. So it's not a proper WooCommerce killer. And like I said, what if you buy membership? You can't restrict pages. You got to then do it by another way where what you would do is in WordPress, you put a bit of code in to assign your user roles. So you say, if you buy X, you become this user role. This user role can access this page, that page, that page. I think it's restrict content, that plugin as well. So number one is you can't restrict content. Number two, it's not like tangible products. And number three, it's not available yet. Am I wrong or am I wrong? Because I went onto their website and it says, put your name down to be notified when it's available. So I think it's really good that they're building up this momentum or appetite that this is coming. But if I'm honest, if you're going to say we have a WooCommerce beta, you need to have it ready now. Because we're not talking about a plugin like, we're not talking about like, yeah, George, I'm talking on Thursday. I'm talking on Thursday, not today. I'm not on today. I'm on Thursday, 28th. I'm on Thursday. So, if you were doing like a WebP plugin, right? And you said, hey, it's coming out, it's not ready, it's coming soon. People are forgiving because we already have tons of WebP solutions and plugins and bulk resize photos. We don't care, we'll wait for it. But if you say, here is the new way for e-commerce, and you're going to take on WooCommerce, potentially, because to take me away from WooCommerce, you've got to be proper, bulletproof, robust, right? Would you dare to not use WooCommerce as your e-commerce solution on WordPress? In fact, do any of you use any other e-commerce solution on WordPress other than WooCommerce? I always use WooCommerce. Why? Because you know it's pretty simple once you go through all the settings, and it does what you need it to do, right? And there's loads of extensions and stuff you can use as well. If you start to use something different, how robust is it? How bulletproof is it? Can I do... Like, here's the other thing as well. There's no tangible products, right? Number one, which I already mentioned, so that was point number 2. No tangible products. So have they, even if they did have products, will we have a filter system? Because WooCommerce, I'll be honest, it is shit for filtering. You got to use other plugins, extensions, Themify, Shop Engine, whatever, right? Will it have a filtering system? If it has, that's a big tick. But then, like I said, can you restrict content? What if I sell a course as a product, not as a downloadable product, or a virtual, it's just as a product? So I think, because what Adam did, about half of the video was him going through examples, wasn't it? Oh, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so. And I did feel a bit like, yeah, this reminds me of AdventureWorks. You know when you first started using Microsoft Access? Let's do AdventureWorks. Here's your shop, here's your customers, here's your region. It's a lovely one-to-one, one-to-many connection. Everything is perfect. Oh, look at this. That's not reality, you know? And there was one bit of it that I felt, I don't like that. It was to do with when you buy something, you then had to, like, you know, what does he call it? There's a word for it. You know, it's almost like you're wireframing. Well, what happens? You click here and it goes here. You buy this, it does this. And I did feel a bit like, we can whinge about WooCommerce all day long. We can whinge about it all day long. But with WooCommerce, I don't have to start going, you click here and it does this, and then draw a line, and then connect the dots here, and dot. I don't have to do any of that. You know? So, the automation bit. So, I can see the potential, but then at the same time, I saw this can also go horribly wrong. And I just think anyone that starts to say, hey, this is going to be the e-commerce solution that you need to use, you need to have restrict content built in. Because if you do that, then Paid Membership Pro, which is what I use for membership, because it's free, when you can do free membership, monthly membership, one-off membership, you can restrict content based on membership. If they can get that into their solution, all of a sudden, Paid Membership Pro's gone out the window. Because I only use Paid Membership Pro for that. Because it's way too expensive to use for the other stuff. But just for that, you know. No, I agree. Yeah, Joe, I mean, I just thought that... I think my trouble with it is, George, is that because we don't have it there to play with, So what Adam did is he showed one that was already built. From memory, I don't think he dragged or dropped anything from memory. I'm pretty sure he didn't. So what I need to see is, or what we need to see is, build it from scratch. So here's the scenario. Let's now build it from scratch. And I think that's because it's just not there yet. And he said the Stripe was built in. PayPal is coming next week or whatever. What I didn't like, I have to be honest, it felt a little bit, it's coming. You know, the PayPal is coming next week. The WooCommerce products, it's coming. Hey Andrew, the restricting content. No guarantee, but it could be coming. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing, George. So I think it's got potential. I definitely do think, though, yeah, wishlist is good. I definitely do think, though, that if they sort out the restrict content bit, I would probably use that and not Paid Membership Pro. Because I only use Paid Membership Pro so that when you pay for like the Mastery membership and all that, depending on what level, you know, whether you go for a one-off payment or you pay monthly or whatever, you then get access to the members page. And the members page is locked unless you're a member. That's all I use it for. Nothing fancy. But the shortcut, I did like the interface. Did you see the interface? It was quite nice, wasn't it? You got your options, you got your payment. It was all lovely in one page. It was actually, it's almost like the fast solution. The fast application is shit, but it was a bit like that. You got your options, you pay, boom, job done. I liked that. I really liked that. Because that's one thing that WooCommerce have got so wrong. How come WooCommerce have not yet moved into that one-page solution? Yeah, go on, George. I'm waiting. George has put but. But. Come on, George, what's the but? So, yeah, I think it's got potential. I wasn't sure, though. Is this created by Adam or not? Or is Adam just promoting it? He said we a lot, but I couldn't tell. Is he part of this or not? And I'll tell you why I'm a bit worried. You know when they released Presto Player last year? Big hype around Presto Player. And they really promoted it and they did loads of good stuff on it. Since then, it's gone a bit backwards. Now with Presto Player on the free version, you still get the YouTube logo appearing. Before it didn't. It seems like they've almost forgotten it. Yes, sorry, George, I completely forgot. It is a cloud-based solution. Very good point, George. I completely forgot that. It is a cloud-based solution. I think that, well, number one, it feels like you're tied into an infrastructure. And you know how I feel about being tied into infrastructures. Wix, Squarespace, don't care about them, right? So that's a bit worrying. So that in a way means your data is owned and sits over there. You know, that's a bit worrying. In terms of, they say it's free, but I bet you're going to have to pay for certain stuff. You know, and for me, I feel like I would rather they were a bit more upfront and honest and kind of says, right, here's what we've got, here's the roadmap, here's what's coming out when. Is there going to be a premium version? You know, because I just feel that if you're going to put anything out there that is a potential e-commerce solution, you need to have it ready. Like I said, if it was a WebP plugin, yeah, whatever, we'll wait. If it was a plugin to do conditional formatting on Elementor forms, yeah, we want it, but we can wait. I reckon, George, you'll have to pay for storage. I bet they'll say something like it's free, but if you have more than, say, I don't know, 100 orders or 1,000 orders, you got to pay. I bet that's what they'll do. Yeah, I bet that's what they'll do. I bet they'll say it's free up until a point, and then if you have more than, say, I don't know, 10 orders a month, right, or 50 orders a month, I don't know, something like that, you got to pay a certain amount of money for it. We'll have to wait and see, George. I think it was just a bit frustrating because when I clicked the link, and then as soon as I clicked the link, it then said, yeah, submit your name for us to let you know when it's ready. I was like, really? What? You've... I watched the whole video, by the way. So I watched the whole 21 minutes of it. And I was like, really? So I've just watched all this hype, and it's not ready for me. I think there's a plugin for that in Dupree. I think there's a plugin to link them. Just like there's a plugin to link WooCommerce and eBay. Yeah, eBay. You got to pay for them, though. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing? We're just talking about the Shortcut plugin that Adam from WP Crafter sort of announced yesterday, and just about how it would have been nice if there was a version, if there was something out there for us to actually play with and get dirty with, but we've got to wait for that. Yeah, in Dupree, do a Google search. Do a Google search for WooCommerce Shopify plugin, and I'm sure you'll find one. WooCommerce, 3 words, WooCommerce Shopify plugin. But like George says, I bet you got to pay for it. It's a bit like the one that connects WooCommerce to eBay. So they talk to one another. That one you got to pay for. Quite a bit, actually. I think it's $80 or something. Something like that, anyway. But yeah, you do a Google search. You will find it. Trust me. I was about to say something and it's gone. By the way, I did want to let you all know that the 5-day challenge is reopening with Web Squadron. That is us. Okay. And it's on the 16th of May. So if anyone wants to join in for that, it's free, by the way, okay? It's a 5-day free challenge. Bing! There you go. So if you want to join in, please do. Yeah, you see, I just feel like, I think it's got potential, but it's almost like, until you get to use it and see it, I don't think it's going to make me leave WooCommerce. I think I will definitely stay on WooCommerce, right? I think I'll definitely stay. Where it might be good, is the Paid Membership Pro, where I use that for our membership websites. Paid Membership Pro, very limited. It's good, but it's limited and it's very expensive for all the extensions. This could be a better solution than Paid Membership Pro, maybe. But for tangible products, it's just, yeah. But yeah, I was disappointed when I clicked to see, okay, let's download it and play around with it. Not there. There you go. In the pre, I was wrong. I said just 3 words. Shopify, WooCommerce, plugin. Actually, it was 4 words. It was Shopify connector for WooCommerce. But don't forget, if you Google your keywords like that, you will always find the solution you want. Just got to quickly check some Facebook messages that have come through. Ooh, that didn't work. Yeah, so got some listings I've got to go through here. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not gonna lie. Doing stuff like this is depressing. You know, when you got two websites open, so you got the old one and the new one, right, side by side, and you're looking at the categories for one and then manually entering them in. I did export, but all it's done in a really annoying way, and I can't blame it, is it's put the parent category, but it hasn't put the child categories in, so I've got to manually do all the children now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right, Nicholas. And I think I'd love it to be more clearer as to what do you get as part of the free. Is it even going to be free? Most likely it will be. Considering how he did Presto Player, the bulk of it was free. And there was just when you wanted some more customization, you had to pay for it. But because this is a cloud solution, I think that... No, Jason, there's no inbred categories here. But there's... let me put it into context, okay? Let me put it into context. There's 95 child categories. 95. There are... Let me get this right. There are 12 parent categories and then 95 child. So I've just got to manually do them one by one by one by one by one. Yeah, so I am trying to find a good way and a solution whereby when I do the live chats here, can I also send like, you know, the vertical cut of me to Instagram and TikTok live as well. And I'm just trying to find the best solution, because at the moment it's like you got to use your phone that way, but there's got to be a way I can do it. The trouble with Instagram Live is that it doesn't like it if you do it via a computer. It's got to be via your phone, which is so bloody annoying. But yeah, Jason, 12 parent categories, 95 children, and I've got to do them one by... It's about an hour's work, right? It's not going to take a huge amount of time. But it is just a little bit... You know, it's a little bit... It's just one of those, like... Ugh. You know, you wish you didn't have to, but you got to. And even the ones that have come through, I'm just going to have to painstakingly... go through them. Yeah, painstakingly go through them. The Waltons. No, I'm now thinking this is going to take longer than I wanted. Because I've now realised they've got images for their categories. How did I miss that? I wonder if they intended to do that. I wonder if they intended to do that. Oh, dear. So that's a little bit annoying, that is, because, you know, in WordPress, you can export. If you go to Tools and Export, you can export the categories. You can export them. Unfortunately, when this is exported, it hasn't actually exported, if that makes sense. It's not exported the categories properly. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Yeah, it's not done it properly. Damn it. Damn. Can you see my cat, by the way? You can probably see my cat. I can hear him, you see. If I just, if I go here, there you go, look, he's right there. You can see him, he's just sat there behind R2. Strider. He's actually licking his feet. You can just see him there. There. You can just see him moving. He's profusely licking his paws. As long as he doesn't wee on that sofa, he's allowed to be there. But he's fine. It's quite nice, that, isn't it? So while I'm working, he just comes in and sits on the sofa now. He quite likes it. That's cool. Yeah, I think... I've just realised that they've... I'm not sure, though, why they put an image per category, though, because you're never going to see the images. Hey, Eric, how are you? How's Nottingham? How many products you got, George? How many products you got? How many products have you got, ba-da-ba? How many products? How many products have you got? How many products? Okay, I lie. I think it's going to take 3 hours because I think it's going to take about 2 to 3 minutes per category because I have to go through and check because it's like color, individual items, listing types. That's actually annoyed me. So when I imported it back in again, it brought the parent category and not the child categories. No, well, here's the funny thing, George. The categories, are not the categories that we normally have in posts or products. It's the listing category. So in the directory theme, where you have listings, you then have the categories and regions and tags within the listing. That bit, it's only brought over the parent. So it's not like what we would think and do. Oh, you are aware, George. I forgot you're aware. Blood test markers, wow. I did a website about was it 6 months ago? I think it was about 5 months ago. And it was to do with biomedical sciences and DNAs and all of that. And it was like, it was all of these individual little bits. Oh, I got this file and it had loads of codes. And I got descriptions of loads of codes. And then images with loads of codes. So I had to be really careful because they were, like the Gattaca, the GTAC codes, DNA, all of that. They were all of those kind of... So I had to stood there studying them. And I said to them, it would have been much better if you just put 111. So I know that image 1 goes with text 1, goes with this code 1. That would have been easier. 222, 333, 444, 555, 666, 778. Is it possible to include the category? Yeah, normally in your permalink. Normally in the permalink. You can either do it as a custom one, but I think it'll be the permanent one of the post ones. But she's also, the client has also renamed one of her listing types and added in another one. So whatever the categories, not only are they children, they're also assigned to different directory listing types. So it's Still got to go through methodically through them and tick off and go, yeah, that one goes to that one, that one goes to that one. And assigning icons as well. God, this is going to be painful. This is going to be a painful day. But just got to do it methodically, innit? The one good bit though is you can just like copy paste, can't you? You can just go over, go right, boom, boom, boom. That's weird. Why did she not do that then? Why did she not do that? You're probably wondering, what the hell am I talking about? She assigned the parent, but for the parent is assigned to 4 listing groups, but the child is only listed to 2. That does not make sense. I'll double check with them. Possibly, George. Possibly. Well, I think you and me can talk from experience, can't we, about what this one did? We can't go into too many details, but believe me, when I first opened this website, I was like, what are we doing here? This is crazy. Crazy. You know, like proper, like, what? What's this all about? So you guys might not see me for the next 3 weeks because I'll be working on this, okay? You won't ever hear from me again. I'm just going to, like, disappear and die somewhere while I sort all this out. I feel like I'm in prison and I need to get a chalk and go 1. I've done 3 now. That's 3. Can we get to 5? Can we get to the tally where I can strike through 4? Let's get to 5. Just got to reply to some emails. Hey, Nicholas, if you're still on here. No, it's not Woo categories. It's my listing theme, by the way. It's a directory theme. George, this is why when we do a WooCommerce website, as part of our cost, we do 3 products. If they want us to do loads more, there's a bumper sum added on. I'm working on a My Listing. It's a directory theme. I think, I can't talk about it, but it's a company or someone who's starting her company, and I think it's got big potential. But yeah, Nicholas, it's a My Listing directory theme. I had to reset it because the client had done so much stuff in the background. The plugins, the settings, the templates. It was so bust and, messed up. Every time you thought you were doing progress, something else got in the way. And I said to her, right, what we need to do is just completely reset, get your directory theme, WooCommerce, your payments, all of that. Make sure that works. Can you add a listing? Can you approve a listing? Do you get notified? Does the payment go? Make sure it works. Can you search? Make sure it works. Then do the cosmetics. But there's just so many categories and Just got to map some of them over now one by one. But one thing I did want to ask Nick was, what's your feelings towards, and by the way, anyone who responds, be kind, okay, be kind, but what's your feelings towards when Flexbox Container might get the final version? By the way, it's okay to say you don't know, because I'm pretty sure there probably isn't a proper date yet or anything. Yeah, I've already imported in. The trouble is, though, is that it's brought over a chunk of them, but it's not brought over some of them. But to be honest, though, the client, since, because I had a chat with her last night, she's now got name changes and she's changed some of them. So even if it had worked, I'd have to go through manually one by one anyway. Yeah, but yeah, Nick, if you've got any thoughts towards Flex Container, the final version, obviously there's bugs, there's still things to iron out. But if you have any inkling possibilities, do let us know. Let's take bets. I'm going to go for September. I reckon we'll have Elementor Pro version 4 come. No, Elementor version 4. And then that will be the proper big launch of Flex Container. Yeah, I mean, that'd be great, Nick. I mean, I got a feeling when they do eventually go to the full-blown, right, here's the final version, that's when we'll have Elemental 4. You know. Yeah, definitely 4. I think that's the roadmap. And with all the hype and with all of the presentations, the playbook site. Is it playbook? Yeah, the play site for where you can go in and test it out. No, Eric, I just said September because I wasn't sure, but I would love to think it'll be here. I'd like to think May or June as well. I'd like to think May or June. to be decided. Right now I've lost where I am. Framing. To be honest, though, you know when you have two windows open and you got the old site, because I've stuck the old site onto a backup staging site, and I've got the live site, whatever, here. Being able to copy paste over is pretty simple. The only thing I've got to watch out for, and this is what I mentioned earlier, is I've got to make sure that the mappings are correct, because she did change the mappings. So even if we had got it all over properly, the child parent categories, I'd still have to go through manually anyway. So what the hell, right? Do you guys know what happens when you cut down on carbohydrates? Do you know what happens when you cut down on carbohydrates? Like, you go proper cold turkey. Not completely cold turkey. You're still going to have carbs here and there. But do you know what happens when you proper cut down on carbs? Do you know what happens? I don't mean long term. I mean within 12 hours of you cutting down. Do you know what happens? What do you think happens when you cut down? No, in the first 12 hours. The lose weight bit is over time. But what do you think happens in the first 12 hours? Mark is right. So Mark, let's continue this, right? You store less water in your muscles. So what do you think you do? What do you think you do a lot of? What do you think you do a lot of? No, you don't lose brain cells, Carapos. We have no brain cells, or as it is. But what happens in the first 12 hours? Melissa, come on, you might know this. Come on. No. What do you do? What do you do? Right, I'm going to tell you. you piss more. And I'm going to go for one right now. I'll be back in a minute. So here's the lesson, right? So when you go kind of cold turkey on carbs, you will go every half hour. You just got to get used to it. You will go every half hour. At first it feels weird, but you just got to go. And there will be bubbles, right? Because you're getting rid of the glucose, right? You know, the stored sugar in your body. So your wee will be there'll be bubbles, right? It'll be like a bubble bath. Not literally flowing with bubbles, you know, but yeah. Bubbles. So Andrew, I was borderline. So in 2012, 10 years ago, I was 14 stone. I was 14 stone, and I was for a couple of days in a row, I was weeing a lot, and I was like, "What's going on here? What's wrong here? Have I got an infection? What's going on here?" Went to the doctor, and he instantly told me straight away. Goes, "Right, you got to cut back on sugar. You are practically type 2 diabetic now. You are right on the borderline of it. You are right there." That day, I cut back on full fat Coke, cakes, chocolate bars. You know, you have a Twix in the morning. You might have a Snickers bar in the afternoon. You know, you eat whatever you eat, right? Cut back. Within a year, I lost 3.5 stone. No, 4 stone. I lost 4 stone because I went from 14 to 10, and then I lost even more. Now I'm about 8.5 stone. So I've lost quite a bit. And it was a big life-changing moment. Sugar levels totally fine. You know, I can still have carbs here and there, but I don't go crazy on them. Hey, come on, Atif. You know what it's like. You get to work, right? You get into the office. You take your jacket off. You turn your computer on, right? You log on. And then before you've answered the first email, you turn around, put your coat back on, leave the office, cross the road, go to the shop, buy a bottle of Pepsi Max or Coke Zero, get a chocolate bar, munch on it, back to the office, then you log in again. Right? You know how it is. And at lunchtime, you know, it wasn't all about just what you're eating. It was about, ooh, what shall I buy? Shall I go for a Twix? A Snickers? A Flake? Buttons? But if you really wanted to go all out in the office, if you really wanted to make everyone jealous, you got M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, you didn't share them. Get away. These are mine. That's what you did. Or even worse, you went and bought a packet of 6 chicken nuggets from McDonald's or something. Absolutely, Andrew. I mean, you know what? I remember. It was like when I found out. It was really like eye opening. I was like, oh my god. It was like shit. I don't want this. I've got to find a way to reverse it. And then that night, it was my wife's family, so my in-laws. It was their get together, and I went down with her, And they had rice and potatoes and blah. And I was like, flipping heck. Flipping heck. But I had to be, you're doing well, Andrew. You're doing well. I can't drink just water. Mark is brilliant. If you ever see Mark, he has like a big jug of water that he drinks. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's probably about that big. It is wider than the size of my head. I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure it is taller and wider than my head, right, Mark? And he does that all day. I'm bad at water. I have water in the morning when I have my tablets and at night when I have my other tablet. That's when I have water. I've done research as well, Mark, into it. Are you sure that water bottle, Mark, is only 2 litre? You know the one you came with? I'm pretty sure that was more than 2 litre. It was like massive. Are you sure that was just 2? Do you know the big one you bought? Was that just 2 litre? But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'll be going for a wee every 30, 40 minutes. And it's just, and the main reason is because on Saturday and Sunday I had KFC chicken wings, the hot wings, 20 of them for £10, bargain. So I ate half of them on Saturday and half on Sunday. Well, the hot wings, you know, a quarter of it is chicken, protein. 3/4 of it is just the crust, isn't it? Fried crust, carbs galore. So yesterday I really felt it like, damn, I've overdone the carbs here for 2 days in a row. So today is a bit of a pain day. Yep. 20 wings for a tenner. Yeah, I mean, so I don't eat a lot of salty food because obviously salts can make you, the more salty food you have, the more you're likely to retain water as well. For me, I have found that the way I do it is mine is similar to the keto diet. It's similar, so I don't eat tons and tons of fat, but I have more good fat, lots of protein, and I try to keep the carbs as low as possible. Yeah, but Atif, don't. Just go for Pepsi Max, dude. Go for Pepsi Max. You will grow 4 foot in a year, and you will have muscles popping out everywhere. Well, that's what I think. Yeah, so it's like so sometimes when it's lunchtime, I'll like I got a block of red Leicester cheese in the fridge. I'll just cut a bit off, like a chunk off, and I'll eat that because it's just cheese, you know. And yes, it's fat, but it's just cheese kind of fat, and there's no carbs I need to worry about there. Yeah, yeah, definitely moderation. What documents are required if someone outside UK want to open agency in UK? Well, you got to be based in the UK. So if you're you got to have an office in the UK. You got to be registered in the UK, company registered, right? I mean, to be honest though, you could just say you've got an office. A lot of people I've come across companies where they say they got an office in India and they've got an office in America and the UK, but they haven't. But you're going to hurt your reputation and your credentials if you're not actually in the UK, kind of thing. Because whenever someone says to me they're in the UK, right, and they go, yeah, we're a company, I go, all right, what's your company number? And they get funny over that sometimes. Or when I remember when someone was going to come do some work for me on the house, and they said, yeah, if you pay in cash, it's X. If you pay by check, you got to pay VAT. And I then said to them, oh yeah, cool. Have you got your VAT number? And they were like, what? What? I said, well, you're asking me to pay VAT. You must have a VAT number. Either you've hit the threshold or you're registered so that you're still, paying it before whatever. Have you got your VAT? They're like, oh no, I ain't got a VAT number. And I was like, well, why are you saying I need to pay VAT then? Huh? What are you talking about, hey? But when it comes to documentation in Dupree, well, you'd have to register a company's house and go to the website. It'll have the details on there. Google Companies House UK. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that, look, out of today, there will be about 3.5 hours today where I'm not going to be sat at my desk. But of that 3.5 hours, there will be 2 hours where I'll be sat in the other room. So there's only about an hour and a half where I'm actually moving around. I mean, come on, let's be honest here. Other than just moving our heads and our fingers and arms, we're not moving much, are we? Except when I go to the loo. We're not moving much. So I am much more conscious. I mean, for me, that life-changing moment 10 years ago, and it was May as well 10 years ago. It was May. It was very, very life-changing for me in terms of make or break. The doctor's basically telling you, look, if you don't cut out the sugary foods and drinks and whatever, you will be type 2 diabetic. You will have to take medication. And it really, and I know people who are diabetic, and I know that there's ways to handle it and all that, but I know the amount of anguish and the issues and hassles it causes as well, So, make sure you do have to kind of go, burp. Hey, yeah, take care, Jason. Enjoy your wee. Enjoy your wee. But that's another thing as well for me. When I know I've had like a bit of a crazy carbs weekend or whatever, and when I kind of go a little bit cold turkey and really cut it down, and I know I'm now doing the half-hour wee, I'm like, yay! Yay! We're back in action. So, in Dupree, let's get back onto serious stuff, okay? Do you have any idea if we were a quiet agency, how people are doing drop shipping from China and put logo and ship? I was planning to do a tutorial on this one day. I need to research it a bit more, but there's blogs and websites that talk about that. What you do is you just got to find like I don't know, what is it, Alibaba Express or whatever, or hey Catherine, glad you're here. Or eBay or whatever you're doing, sort out your processes from payment to fulfillment to delivery and all that, the whole dropship thing. But People do it. Lots of people do it in the UK. I know someone. We built a website for them where they were drop shipping health and beauty kind of no, vitamins, health and vitamins. That was it. Supplements. That's it. And they were doing quite okay with it. They were doing okay with it. But you see, your shipment, okay, you'll have to sort that out with who is supplying, right? But there's loads of blogs and stuff about it. Yeah. I don't know about your documents in Dupree, and I would say that if you know all the processes, then you should be able to speak to people or anyone else that does this and find out, well, what documents are required then. Yeah, so what I do, Nick, is so in the morning I take my son to school. It's about the time it takes to walk and walk back is about half an hour walk, and then I'm going to go and collect him today at 3 p.m. UK time. So again, I will go and pick him up and all that. So I get about an hour, and then what I'll do is I'll do a bit of weights. Did them this morning. I'll do them again later, and then I got my bike over here, my exercise bike. So normally around about 9 or 10 p.m. when my wife and son are all in bed and whatever, and I've caught up on TV programs or whatever, I might do some late night work. Maybe it's researching or looking into things. And so I'll then jump onto my bike, got my little table attached to the top of the bike. So I got my laptop there, mouse and all that. So I can just do like an hour and a half. That's pretty good. I don't go majorly fast because you're typing. But in an hour, you can hit close to 400 calories burned in a way. I'm not at a leisurely pace, but I am, cycling. So that's kind of good. So all, in a day, I get about close to 2 hours movement, which is kind of good. That's my doorbell. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I just got to go check the doorbell. That was the window cleaners. So you might hear some noise, or you might not. There's two of them, so one's gone around the back, one's around the front, and they're right now attacking all the windows with their sticks. Cheers, Nick, for being here, by the way. Lovely to see you. Take care. See you soon, mate. Just check a few messages that have come through. Email. Right. I've momentarily stopped doing what I was meant to be doing. Where have you been, Pickstar, by the way? Where have you been? Or what have you eaten today? It's profitable, yeah. It's profitable. But it's like people do designs, and you can use other drop shipping companies or whatever, like fulfillment companies like Printify, stuff like that. Okay, in school. Oh, in school for work. What work are you doing? When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now. Oh man, doner kebab. You see, if I have a doner kebab, I don't have the naan bread or any bread or whatever, pita bread, whatever with it. I just have it just as the meat. And I do like it with some hot chili sauce. Hey, doner kebab with some doner kebab? Kebab, I said. Doner kebab with hot chili sauce. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Wow. Bit of IT work going on there, Pickstar. I'm just checking the time. Yeah, so I'm only going to be live for 18 more minutes, by the way. Mainly because I'm picking my son up in about an hour and a half's time. 1 hour 20-ish. And obviously, when I'm doing the live chat, I am productive to a point. So if I really want to bash out and get this, all of this kind of really done and dusted, that's weird. Where's all the categories gone? Slug. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I do have to power on with this, but I'll still be here for about another 15 minutes. I mean, I just got to crack on with it because it really does need doing. Oh, Pickstar, I can't be arsed with cabbage when I have a doner kebab. I tell you what, I am real. When I have a doner kebab or a burger or anything, I don't want lettuce. I don't want tomatoes. I don't mind a bit of onion, but I don't want lettuce. I don't want tomato. No cabbage. No. I just want to feel the meat. Right? That's all I want. Well, yes, it was Matt, not Mark. Sorry, it was Matt. But I am a very picky eater. Very picky eater. Very picky eater. Haha. I'm like, get rid of all this junk. No. So it wasn't. No. So Atif, it wasn't Mark going on the wrong track. It was someone called Matt. So Matt Hanlon, I think his surname was. So he's the one yesterday who was, it's where a web design agency in the UK's he's contacted them or however they've met. And he's got Matt to do a travel agency design for free. And Matt's done a design and then he's gone back to say, right, you need to chop and change it or do this or do that, whatever. And he's going to pay him, I think, £300 per website, something like that. And I just felt that it seemed a little bit like, right, he's getting you to do a design and do this and do that, and there hasn't been a single penny paid to Matt. And I felt like this is something I'm hearing a lot of with UK web design agencies, whereby they're basically taking advantage of the fact that some people are looking for work. So they'll take your design or your homepage or whatever, and then they'll just drop you, you know. So he's advising him to just be really careful about what he's doing, or to at least get some payment, at least get a deposit. And here was the other thing. They were expecting him to do about 6 websites a month. You know, and even he was like, this could be a week's work. How am I going to do 6 a month? And it just sounds a little bit like, this sounds like the grab and run agency. They're going to get a cheap job somewhere. They're going to charge them a heap of money. The designer who has to do all the heavy lifting and the work is only going to get, what, 4%? 5% of the total build cost? Yeah, you know what I mean? They go, oh, we need a test. We need a sample. Oh, look, here's our homepage, right? Here's our design. As a test, build the homepage. And if we like it, you've got the job. You'll do the homepage as per the design. Because it's on their server, they'll have a backup of it. And then they'll say to you, get lost, we don't like it. But they've got the homepage. You've built it. You've probably even built the menu for them, because that was part of the homepage, you know. So you've given them everything they need now to crack on and build out and flesh out the rest of the website. You've kind of done it all for them, right? But because they called it a test or a sample, they don't owe you a penny. They didn't force you to do it. And I'm hearing about this a lot. I even had 2 agencies approach me, and they knew what our costs were. They knew what we charge, and they were like, yeah, we reckon it's 7 days work, £400. And I was like, what? You want me to work for 7 days on a website for £400? And they had the cheek to say, build our homepage and the menu as a test. And I went, that's about a couple of days work there, because it had loads of funky stuff. That could be a couple of days work. And they were like, yeah. And I went, so what do I get for it? They went, well, if we like it, you can do the rest of the website, and it's £400 at the end. Did you hear that? So first you do the homepage, you don't get paid a penny. They could still say, get lost, we don't like it, but you don't get a penny. And even if you build out the whole website, you don't get a penny until the end. And when I found out that they were getting like £5,000, because he let it slip. I went, hold on, you just said £5,000. He goes, oh, no. I said, no. So you're going to get £5,000 for this website, but you're going to pay the person who does the heavy lifting £400. No, not 400. It was 200. Sorry, I'm wrong. It was £200. Sorry, got that wrong. It was £200. 4%. £200. £200 for 7 days' work. And they were someone who frequently are on the Elementor Facebook group. They're not a moderator or anyone like that, but they come on now and again. Not all the time, but they are on now and again. Because what they do is they put an advert out in it. Hey, look, we're really busy. We need help. We've got tons of work. And then they contacted me just out of the blue. Yep, very true, Mark. They could have gone to Fiverr. The thing is, though, what they want, though, is they want some... Have you ever seen adverts pop up on Elementor or anywhere? And they are very specific. They go, they must be UK-based. Because they've gone down the Fiverr route. It's not worked for them. But basically, because they've gone down the Fiverr route before, they are deciding, well, if I can get a website built for £100 or £200 on Fiverr, I'm going to pay you the same amount of money too. When it's like, no, it's a different economy. Oh, of course, Mark. I did tell them where to go. And you know what I did though? While I had a video call and I had a bit of an argument with them about this, all this stuff. And while I was talking to them, I did a Google search on their name and their company, and I said, right, you know what? It's really funny, but about like 3 years ago, you got done for fraud. No, that wasn't me. I went, it is. It's got your photo. You were done for fraud. You were done for like bullying and harassment and fraud. At which point the call cut off. Oh man, Mark, you're still waiting for content. No, but George, it's like, it happens everywhere. But you know what? It slightly upsets me a bit and gets me angry when I can see that these people are probably feeding off others, students, people who want the work, they want to build their profile up, they want to show they can do and deliver, and they get sucked in. They do a test, they do a sample, or they are made to be part of this grinding machine where they're grinding out for someone who's just sat there going, yeah, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. Right? And that gets me angry because, it's like, it's basically slave labor, in my opinion. It's like slave labor, and I'm just thinking that there will be some people out there who are vulnerable, who are struggling to get clients, and they will get taken advantage of by some of these agencies. And when you have some of them pop up and they're like, yeah, I'm established, I'm really doing really well, we've got tons of clients. Have you ever noticed they always start off with, we have got tons of clients. We need freelancers. They're very clear, aren't they? They always put freelancers to pick up the workload. Basically, they want you to do all the work. And you will get less than 10% of the build cost. I'm telling you that now. And the worst thing is, the client has an idea for what they want. Someone in the business will work up a design, a pixel perfect design, and then they give it to you. They haven't even checked, is this possible? Can we do this? How do we do that? Can we do it? Blah, 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 blah. They haven't even checked with you. It's your job to deliver. You are obligated. You are made to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to get a penny. And you are now stressing over like, what the hell? What? This is a plugin. This is that. What? How are we going to do it? They don't care. You want your £200? Get it done. Right? And that's just like, that's just how pathetic I think it is. I'm not saying the majority of web design agencies and people out there do a fantastic job. My issue is that there is still going to be, and it's not even a minority, it's a fair amount, because I hear this a lot, who take advantage of people, and it's like, I said to the person, I said, firstly, I don't like your business model. I don't like the way you're not paying a penny before they do the work. I don't like the fact that you've got a design without even checking with the designer, the web developer. I don't like the fact that you're going to get them to do a test and sample. And I don't like the fact that you know what someone is worth, but you go, oh yeah, we'll pay you X amount. As if they're meant to go, brilliant, yay! Right? It's like, do you know how they try to justify it? Listen to this, Atif. This is how they try to justify it. They said they have a student at Aston University, which is in Birmingham, Aston University, who happily does it for £200. And I was like, so because you got a student in Aston University who's happy to build your website for £200, why are you contacting me for then? Oh, because we're not entirely happy with what they do. Yeah, but you just try to justify why you think £200 is reasonable. Do you know what? I got a law degree. I love cross-examining. I know one of my previous places I worked, which was Leicester, hated me for it because I would cross-examine something, go, so what do you mean by that? And where was that? And how did that work? But just tore him apart and he hated it. And his face when I was like, yeah, but your photo is on this article where you were done for a fraud and bullying and harassment as well. People. Gets you mad, right? Gets you mad, doesn't it? Gets you mad. Gets you really like. So, I know a lot of you are going to have the same mindset that I'm going to say right now. And I know Mark definitely has this because we have the same mindset and ethos here. We like to look after the people we work with. We care a lot. We protect them because we know what it's like to be somewhere where you're not protected. I've been there. I've worked places where like you got no one to look out for, to talk to. And the minute you make one mistake, So knowing how competitive it is right now in the web design world, right? I mean, if you go onto LinkedIn, do a search for website design as a post, there's probably going to be about 7-8 people today who have already said, I need a website designed. There's probably 50, 60 people have replied to that one post on LinkedIn. Bet you haven't tried that, have you? Go and try on LinkedIn. Website design or web design, not as people or company, as a post, and you'll see it. People, right? It is competitive. Some people are regularly getting in clients word of mouth or referrals. Some are having to go out and do the hard work and graft to get clients. But the minute someone walks in, hey, we're a UK web design agency. I don't mean to be judgmental or stereotypical here, but let's be honest here. Someone in Pakistan, India, Malaysia, Bangladesh, even Africa, loads of places, the minute they hear UK web design agency, American web design agency, Australian web design agency, Timbuktu, probably not, web design agency, and they're looking for support because they got tons of work, they go running, don't they? They're straight in there. Yep, we can do this, we can do that. £50 a website, yep, no problem. They're the ones that get scammed out. And I just feel like it is just not fair, right? It's just not fair. No, but Mark, this is where, and Mark, you've made a really good point, yeah. So if you outsource because you have got a working relationship and that rate, they are okay with that rate, that is okay. So this is something I've mentioned before. So sometimes the going rate in India might be $100, $50 a website, whatever, right? If that is the rate and they are happy with that and you're not ripping them off or scamming or anything like that, that is totally okay. That is okay. What I don't like, though, is when people are then kind of tricking them. So like they're going, right, yeah, well, you got to do a design for me, do a homepage for me. I'm going to test you out with building XYZ for me. And they're using their skill and time, but they're not really paying them anything at all. So I know that the American market usually in the American market, you can get paid more for a website build than probably what you get paid for in the UK. So it's not going to be uncommon for someone in the US to employ someone from the UK. So you're going to pay what is relative to the economy there. Oh, yeah, I am shutting off the stream actually in about 2 minutes, everyone, so I can crack on, and I'm not picking up my son for another hour, and I already feel like having another loo break because it's over half an hour, so I need another wee break. Yeah. So what Marcus said is absolutely true, because I know people that employ web design builders and developers from Thailand or Philippines. I know people that kind of in the UK are working with people from Eastern Europe. Okay, mainly because they know they can get the work done at a cheaper rate. However, there is a mutual respect where they look out and they look after their employees, their work, not employees, but their team, their colleagues, their friends. So I think it's totally okay. It's just where you have those that they have no interest at all in your well-being. They just want to make as much money as they can, and they don't care about your health. George is a good one. Yeah, and because because what happens, Mark, is they stop becoming someone that just works for you. They hopefully, if you've known them 8 years, they slowly become someone where you learn more about them, kind of thing, and they become a colleague. Ah, well, there you go, George. And it's like it's the respect as well. So I say that working geographically around the world is okay. Employing people geographically around the world is okay as well, as long as there's that mutual respect and that understanding. And look, I'm pretty sure this person you're working with, Mark, they know you're getting paid a lot more money and they're only getting $25. However, I want to stress that when I say only $25, it's because to us, it feels like, oh, only $25? But when you think about the amount of work they get, right, that $25 adds up, right? The work, the amount of stuff they're doing. And if they're getting that kind of, it's not always guaranteed because it depends on how much work you have. But if they know there is this like income train, there's always this like movement of work to them when it is suitable for them to do it. They feel more secure having that. I am going to cut you all off in about 1 minute, okay? I'm going to cut you all off in 1 minute. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. We've been live for about 1 hour 33. I mean, I have to be honest. I've had people contact me, not just from outside the UK, but from inside the UK, and they have said to me, "Can you work on this page for us? But I can only give you £40." And I'm like, what? This is a whole page. You're only going to give me 40 quid. I'm like, what? No, cool. Yeah, take care, Catherine. The only not affiliate marketing. No, I haven't done that. No, mainly because I have this thing about affiliate. The only things I do have affiliate links for are Elementor Cloud and some Amazon products and stuff I've bought. But that's only if you want to do it. But Elementor Cloud, that's all I have at the moment. But what I would say, Inderpreet, before I cut off in about 30 seconds, is it does sound to me like you're currently looking at lots of different avenues. Like you mentioned dropship, then you mentioned t-shirts. Now you're thinking of affiliate marketing. Be careful that you don't try and do too much in one go. You got to find one or two things and really hone in on that, okay? Okay, everyone, I'm going to cut off now. Take care. See you all soon. Hopefully tomorrow. No, I have. Oh yeah, Pickstar. I haven't replied to you. I did look at it, and from the menus and all of that and the layout, it was quite interesting to see how you did that with the code and everything. So I was looking up there, then the camera's here. It was quite good to see that. Haven't replied, folks, because I got hung up with this directory theme website. Hey, Dave. Yep. Hello and goodbye. Have a good day, everyone. Right. Take care, Atif. Great to see you again, by the way. Yeah, so interpret. Focus on one thing, right? Don't go do. Don't do what people write blog posts about. Do these 20 things and you'll make $10,000 a month. They're talking bull, okay? Don't stretch yourself. Oh, don't worry, Mark. $25. It's like basically what we're saying is right. Is like that pay for them is absolutely worth it. It's a bit like when the news sometimes say so and so works somewhere and they only get $3 a day or whatever, and everyone goes, "Oh my God!" And I kind of go, "Yeah, but convert that into their currency, into what they're earning. Actually, it's not that bad. So don't worry about it." Okay, right. I got to crack on. I still have 90 categories to do. I've only done 5 while I've been talking to you. I got 90 to do. See you all later, everyone. Take care. And I'm going to go for a wee.